All right, I'm going to show you how to use Microsoft Teams. The first thing that you're going to want to do is to Google Microsoft Teams if you've never used it before. When doing that, it'll give you a couple of choices. One of them is to download Microsoft Teams, as I'm clicking on this to load it onto your computer. You can download it to your desktop or your laptop, whether you have a Mac or a PC, just by following the instructions below. If you want to access it remotely, you can just click here with Get Started with Microsoft Teams. I'm just going to go in here to My Teams, which I've got downloaded, and you'll notice that from the main page, it will show all the teams that you've got, have created, or been invited to. If this is your first time using it, you'll probably just have this Microsoft Teams sandbox. What you're going to want to do first is create a team. So if I go up into this box and click Create a Team, I can then have a few choices. The one you're really going to be interested in is Create a Team here, so I click that. There are a variety of options, but if you're creating one for your class, this is the one you're interested in. So I'm going to click Class. I'm going to give it a name. Let's say ART 100, if that was the name of the class that I'm teaching. I can put in a description if I want to, and then I'm going to create the team by clicking Next. Here's where you can search for your students. So I can search for people by name, or I can put in the entire course algorithm and then click Add. Once I've done that, I click Close, and that's it. As simple as that, your team is now created. Once I'm in Teams, there are a few things that you can do. I can create posts as you would in any kind of website. Hello everyone, I'm typing. Let's meet here. So click Enter, and that's my post. You can add files by clicking on this Files section, and you simply drag and drop your files down here. You can also create folders and a variety of options. So if I click New, it'll ask if I want to create a folder or just add a Word doc. I can even put in a PowerPoint presentation or an Excel, pull in something from OneNote. I can even create forms in Excel. There are a variety of things that I can do. I can upload as well, and I can download things that are on here. And this is a collaborative tool, so your students can also put things in here if you want to do broad sharing and have other students see each other's work, peer-to-peer sharing. Now from this General button, as I'm clicking here, I can have a class meeting. And here's how to do it. Along the bottom of your team, there are a variety of icons. The one that you're interested in the most, if you're going to hold a remote meeting and even record it, would be this one. It's the camera icon called Meet Now. If I click that, I get a couple of choices. I can meet immediately, and that will give me a permanent URL that I can share with my students, and they can all join, and we can have a synchronous meeting together where I can see them and they can see me if they've got their camera turned on, or I can schedule a meeting. The difference is that a scheduled meeting happens at a certain time and a date in the calendar of your choosing, and you can invite students to it, but it's a one-time URL that only exists at that one time. You can also schedule it to repeat. So I'll show you. If I click on Schedule a Meeting, I add a title to it. So we'll call it Thursday Meeting. And I'm going to schedule it for, let's say, next Thursday, the 26th, at 11:30 until 1 p.m., an hour and a half. I'm going to ask it to repeat because that's when my class meets, so we'll say it meets weekly. And I can type in details there if I want to. And then I can even invite attendees. Then I click send, add someone. I can click send, and that sets it up. It's now scheduled as one of my meetings. So if I go back to general, and then you'll notice that under posts, it's listed here that this is where we meet. So if I want to go back to this meeting on Thursday, I click there, and then I click join the meeting. Usually you'll want to get there a little ahead of everyone else, but I click join, and it opens up the interface. So now I click join now. And assuming other people will be there, I would see them as well as they would see me. While I'm in this space, I do want to show you a couple of things. First of all, as you can see, my camera is working, and so is my microphone. From here, I can do a variety of things. I can turn my camera off if I needed to. I can also mute my microphone. I can share a variety of things that are open on my desktop. So if I've got a PowerPoint open, it will search for the PowerPoint presentation. Right now I don't have one, but I could share my screen. I could share open documents. So whatever's open, it's going to look for. I can also share a whiteboard. So if I click the whiteboard here, I can draw on the screen and the students can see it. Board with a variety of colors. And draw out a variety of things. I go back to the camera. From here, under more actions, I can also click that and I can record the meeting. If I click record, it will start automatically recording. We can even have a chat feature show up. In chat, people can type messages, press enter, my message shows. So while you're in your synchronous face-to-face meeting with students, if you're going to have chat running, you'll have to sort of keep an eye on both things at the same time. When we're done, all I have to do is click the red hang up button. And by hanging up, it will automatically save the recording to my recorded messages, which I'll be able to retrieve over in this area once it's done that. But it may take quite some time for that to render. A long meeting, like an hour and a half long, may take as much as 24 hours to render. So that's the basics of how you set up Teams and how you would do synchronous and recorded communications with your students.